is Jonathan, and in today's class, we are going to be discussing management growth strategy. So we're going to be focusing on management's growth strategy. Today's company that we're going to talk about is Moncler. Moncler. It's an Italian fashion jacket designer. They make premium jackets and they compete against, I believe, Canada Goose. So today we're going to talk about Moncler's management's growth strategy. That will be the focus for today's class. For today's class, we're going to focus on 3 key points for today's class. 3 key points. So the first one is management is focusing on growing their online brand and would like to see they want to double their online revenue in the coming years. So management is hoping to double their online revenue in the next couple years. And I'm sorry, before I continue, I should let you guys know, if you want to follow along this article with me, you can either send me a message below saying that you would like a PDF and then you can follow along. Or B, you can also send us an email and there'll be a description in the box below where you can contact us and you can join this class live. Okay, I forgot to mention that. Okay. So again, the first point is management is focusing on growing their online brand and they want to double. That means 2 times their revenue in the next couple years. Point number 2. Moncler, the management is trying to focus on growing their presence in the airports, in the airport retail. So when you go to the airports, going shopping, that's where Moncler wants to be. They want to focus on growing their exposure, their presence in the airports. So that's number 2. And the last point that we're going to talk about is the retail sector. That means the overall retail environment. That could be anywhere from Moncler, Canada Goose, even buying clothes at Walmart. All of the retail sector is currently a little shaky right now because the economy is not growing as fast, and at the moment, investors, people who are investing in these companies, are looking really carefully at any retail stock. So companies like Moncler, they're really watching carefully. And if Moncler doesn't reach its targets, the company stock will be punished harshly, particularly right now during these slowing economic times. So that's the third point. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit about Moncler and then we'll get into these 3 points. So the first one, Moncler is, like I said earlier, it's a premium jacket clothing designer. They make jackets that are about maybe $1,000, about $1,000. And this company is focused primarily in Europe and in Asia, particularly China. So this is where they're focused at. And currently, according to the article, it says that Moncler has about 13 airport locations. So currently they have about 13 airport retail stores in airports, 13. And they're hoping to have 30 by the end of 2020. So we're going to go from 13 airport stores to 30. So that's more than double their presence in the airport. So they're really focusing on growing at the airports. Now, one of the reasons why they want to go to the airports is because people that are shopping at duty free, so when you go to the airport, you get duty free shopping. It is currently at $64 billion, the value of the industry. The duty free industry is $64 billion US dollars. $64 billion US dollars. And this is a market that Moncler is hoping to grow its presence, to be more aggressive. And one of the reasons is because generally speaking, people who are traveling at airports generally are in a higher income bracket. These are people who are willing to spend money. So this kind of fits with Moncler's strategy on growing. So they're going to target the high income earners, which are a lot of them are the airport travelers. Now, another thing to consider is that they also are going to be focusing in a couple of other countries. The article talks about that they will be growing in Colombia, which is a South American country, and they will plan to grow in India. And what they're going to do in these two countries is they're going to sell it wholesale. So they're not going to sell it retail, they're going to sell it wholesale. So they can sell it to someone else who will sell it at a higher margin price. So this way, it doesn't give the company a lot of risk. They can limit their risk. And that's one reason they're going to do it wholesale. So as they're growing, they will be doing it more of a wholesale. And then when they feel more confident, they'll go retail. Because retail is you can charge more money, you can get a higher margin per product. Now, let's talk about the risk. Because even though it sounds great, we can grow in the airports, there's a little bit of a risk here. And the risk is with the slowing economy, all retail stocks, so I think the companies mentioned are, we have PVH, which owns brands of Calvin Klein, Tommy Hilfiger, and the other one I believe is Canada Goose. Those companies, those stocks really didn't meet their targets, their revenue targets and investors punished them, and their stock has really fallen down. So the risk for Moncler is if management doesn't reach its financial targets, the stock could drop a lot. So this is the risk that Moncler carries if you decide to invest in Moncler. Moncler is currently saying that they plan to really grow through the airports. They want to more than double their airports retail exposure. And two, they want to get that online traffic. They want to get online traffic. Now, the other risk that Moncler has is one more. Currently, shopping malls and big department stores, these are stores that have many brands, Tommy Hilfiger, Calvin Klein, Canada Goose. They sell a lot of brands. A lot of these stores are seeing slower traffic. There's less people coming into the stores and into the malls. So the risk for Moncler is if they're having slower growth, less people are buying at these stores, Moncler really has to execute their strategy plan to get people to go to their online store. So it's it's a little bit of a high risk, high reward. If they can get customers to go to their Moncler.com or any web store, then they can control the traffic, they can get their email, they can send them discounts, and they can even sell the products at a higher price. But Moncler management has to get the customers to go to their online store. So that's a second risk. Can management do that? So that's the two risks. So let's go ahead and let's conclude this. So currently, with the current situation going on with the virus, as you can tell, airports have been hit hard. All those stores that are in the airports, they're not selling anything. But the same could be said for traditional malls. So the question is, what happens after this virus and things start getting better in the future? What happens? Can Moncler's management depend on the airport strategy? Will this airport strategy get Moncler their sales up? Or do you think it might have been better just to focus on growing their online stores. Maybe that's better. Because remember, when you have a store in the airport, you're paying a very high expensive rental for the space to rent in the airport. These are not cheap. However, Moncler sells very expensive jackets. Let's say the average jacket is $1,000. I'm not quite sure. I think it's about $600 to $1,000 US. So there's a high profit margin they make per item. But still, do you think that this strategy will work, focusing on the airports? Or do you think maybe not, or there might be a better way? So, according to the article, if management can pull this off, then it's very likely that Moncler can get high growth, high revenue, and grow the company. If Moncler's management can't pull this off, or we have situations like currently the pandemic around the world, that's really going to hurt Moncler's revenue and the growth strategy going forward. So what we're going to talk about in our live class is, when we go over to the live class where you guys can join us, we will be discussing Moncler's growth strategy. And in this class, I would love to hear what you think. Can Moncler pull this off, or do you think management won't be able to do that? We will discuss all of these questions and more in the live event. If you would like to attend our live event, again, send us an email in the description box below, and you can contact us and you can register for a free live event class where we will be teaching Moncler's growth strategy. So I hope to see you guys in the next event, and my name is Jonathan, and I will see you guys very soon. Take care.